Hello, and welcome back. Sandy and Jesse Rodriguez team. Today, topic of discussion, stage fright. Yes, let's talk about stage fright. Let me hear your comments. Why stage fright? Or what is it? Do you know the definition of stage fright? Do you have stage fright? Have you experienced stage fright or seen someone go through stage fright? What is it? Stage fright affects people in different ways. Basically, it's maybe the fear and the anxiety of getting in front of a group of people. Could be in a classroom, when we were back in high school or grade school or junior high, you were having to do a class speech or do a report on a book you read. Maybe you were assigned so many reading material and you had to do a report in front of the class. So stage fright is the inability to be able to speak or be comfortable in front of a group of people, and not necessarily, as the title says, stage fright. It doesn't have to be on a stage. It could be you go to a workshop and it's going in front of the workshop or a webinar, and you're called upon to come up, and like I said, people react differently. Could be you start perspiring, and or you lose control of your voice, and or your body. You just start getting nervousness. So each one of us will react in a different way, and sometimes we'll feel sorry for a person that's up there that we recognize is going through stage fright, because if they were going to share with the audience particular information or whatever their presentation was, you'll tend to forget, especially if it's doesn't look professional to be reading the notes. You want to give it from memory, and you memorize, and all of a sudden you lost the ability to memorize your key points. So why is it important nowadays? Well, it's only important because of the business we're in. We deal with people. We may one day be called upon to have a workshop with people that we're working with. A situation might come up where you may need to speak. You may belong to a parent-teachers organization, or in your home you may have to go before the homeowners business association, wherever there's going to be a group. So you just never know when that occasion may present itself. So you have stage fright. So how do you overcome it? Well, what may work for one person may not work for you. And like I said, you may show your anxiety or your fear in different ways. And you may have an issue that others may not. That issue could have come up, maybe you were embarrassed at one time. You were doing a book report in school, and they all started laughing at you because you forgot your lines. Or maybe you were in a play and you forgot your lines. So there's an issue that's still, inside of you. And as an adult, that's still there. It could be various reasons. So there's no one remedy they will say this is going to help everybody. What helped me was the practice. As I had mentioned before in my other videos, I was fortunate enough that I undertook some training where I worked with Department of Defense, because we had brought in a multitude of people from various places to come work with us, and they needed training. And our classrooms were full. We just couldn't put everybody in a classroom. So we as supervisors, as team leaders, had to do our own training. So we went through a class as to how to do presentations. See, some presentations are where you have formal, you're going to be formal training. So we were taught, come up in front of the class, and here's how you stand, how you look at the people. So from that, I picked up a little pointers here and there, and I got to practice because, like I mentioned before, I've been on multiple projects. I was on one where I had to travel Monday to Friday. I did that for 5 years. And the key aspect of that was that I would have to be in front of groups. It would vary in numbers, sometimes from 100 being the key meeting. I would come in on Monday. Maybe the whole installation showed up, between 100 or 200 people, down to maybe 3 or 4 of the leaders as I went through the week. But I would have to be in front of the group, and I would be sharing information as to how things were going to be done in the next 4 or 5 months, however, project, whatever we were in the timeline. So with me, it was more, the more I did it, the more I knew the material, the more I could anticipate the kind of questions or concerns they were going to have, the more relaxed I became. And I got to enjoy it because I got the reward. I could see that I was making a difference. Plus, I would still practice. There's certain techniques where you start relaxing. When you start opening the session, you do admin duties, we're going to be taking a break and such, or you're going to introduce people. So those are admin, and you're relaxing. You're relaxing at the same time. So for me, it was doing more and more repetitive and knowing the material. And how not to look directly at people. So don't do eye contact if you're still not feeling comfortable. So there's certain techniques. So now that you have more or less my viewpoints on what is stage fright, let me hear your comments. Do you have stage fright? Did you learn to overcome stage fright? I know one of our members in our group is very well known or has gone through Toastmasters. Now there, I do not believe that my friend has stage fright. Probably feels very comfortable. So, your comments on stage fright. This is Sandy and Jesse Rodriguez team. I bid you a good day and take good care. Bye now.